there might be some possible good news for KLIP owners. We could be forming a temporary bottom on KLIP and maybe seeing the share price start to rise. Let's talk about it. This is my tactical stock scalper. All right. So I'm in KLIP, and I've been following KLIP and KWeb for a little bit here, just trying to see if this thing, meaning KLIP, will ever find a bottom and ever start going up. Well, what we have here way back in June formed a nice candle there, and it just, ripped up about $2 or so. And we formed a temporary bottom there. Of course, that was not the last, as you see here. But we have something a little bit different here in the daily time frame. If we zoom in here, we got a nice little double bottom there, maybe even a triple bottom. And it looks like KLIP is starting to gain some traction and possibly could go up from here and maybe test this 50-period moving average. It did there a little bit, didn't quite get to it and got rejected. We'll see as time goes on if this is actually forming a bottom and starting to go back up. Let's look at KWeb. KWeb, if you don't know, is the underlying for KLIP. And let's kind of look at it here. So if we look at the chart here on KWeb, we can kind of see, even on the ETF itself, it formed a nice little double bottom there, and it rose up to its 200-period moving average, quickly got rejected, and has come back down since. However, currently, now things could always change, currently we are forming a higher low here, right? So if this higher low holds and we start to go up from here, that will tell us that we would be looking for a higher high, which would be higher on KWeb, higher than this $29 mark. So if we go back to KLIP, what does that tell us? Well, we should get a lower high here, and we should get up to that 50-period moving average or to the $18 mark and kind of see what she does from there. So for the first time in quite some time, I'm actually interested in KLIP. I have shares of it, but I just haven't done much with it. As you see, it's just been on a steady decline to hell. So we're just going to chill here and see what it does over the next 4 or 5 days. I did find one more thing interesting on KLIP. If we go to the weekly chart, what do we have here? Another double bottom on a weekly. Looks like it's starting to gravitate up. We will see what happens here over the coming week or 2 or 3. Let's go look at QQQY. QQY on the daily time frame here. Had a nice little double bottom there at the 1840-ish level. She has since went up. We're starting to form a lower high or higher low here. And we did get rejected over there from the 20-period moving average. We'd like to see QQQY on a daily time frame start getting above this 20-period moving average, maybe get up to the 1920 level, and kind of see if we can form a higher high and see what happens from there. Let's look at its underlying. Let's go look at the Qs. All right, so if we look at the Qs on a daily time frame, kind of the same situation happening here. We're trying to, here's a low, all this low here off the 100, where we were watching to see what would happen. We got back up above the 50-period moving average. Now it looks like it's using the 50-period moving average, the 20-period moving average that you see in white, and the $365 price tag as support. We'd like to see this stop here and go higher and maybe break that 375 level that we got rejected from. Let's look at the Qs on a weekly time frame. It just looks absolutely gorgeous here on the weekly time frame. Picture perfect touch and hold there on the 20. She got up there. She formed a lower high, right? That high is lower than the other one. But now we could be forming a higher low. Sorry if I'm confusing you with all this technical gibberish, but we got rejected from the 375 level, and the 370 level is currently acting as resistance, but we are getting support from the 20-period moving average. I'd like to see us get above 380 over the course of the next week or so to confirm that we indeed are having a higher high, and the Qs will be on a bull run. Let's hope. Let's finish out looking at Tesla and Tsly. Tesla, we're still in this massive, let's go to the daily time frame here. Tesla, we're still in this massive wedge here. Excuse my crude trend lines. They are not exact. They are just for visual purposes only to help me make decisions. So as you see, as we pull out here, she's still in this massive wedge. Currently still getting support from the bottom of the wedge and the 100-period moving average on a daily time frame, which is the red wavy line right there. Of course, when we get into something like this, it can make a massive move up or down with earnings being tomorrow after hours. We will see if it breaks out of this wedge or if it just totally dumps. We just won't know until after earnings. Let's go ahead and look at Tsly and see how she has been doing. As we wrap up or look at the markets today on Tsly, as we talked about a number of days ago, the spot to buy Tsly was around the $13 level. And then as it rose up and came back down, $13.50 was the next spot to average in. Looks like we are indeed forming a higher low on TSLY. We're looking for a break, hopefully, the 50-period moving average and maybe the $14.50 mark, depending, of course, what happens with Tesla and its earnings. Hope you enjoyed the look at some of the positions I have and how I analyze them on the charts. This is, of course, not financial advice. This is just the old man telling you what he sees. This is Mike, Tactical Stock Scalper, out.